Hi there everyone. Today in our literacy lesson we are going to be looking at tenses. So our objective is to understand the simple past and present tense. To be successful in today's lesson we're going to see if we can understand first of all what the past and present tense are. We're going to see if we can recognise whether a sentence has been written in the past or the present tense. We're going to see if we can use a range of past and present tense verbs, because verbs is what we need to understand what the tense is. And we're going to see if we can change a piece of text from present to past or past to present, either way round. So, first of all we need to know what the past and the present tense are. I'm sure you already got some kind of idea about what they are, but let's just recap. So, things that are happening right now are happening in the present tense. So if I was saying I am recording a video, that means something that I'm doing right now. That's in the present tense. Things that have already happened are in the past tense. So if I'd said I videoed myself yesterday, that would be in the past tense, something I've already done. And clues for verbs written in the past tense are the ed endings. Now I must say that not all past tense verbs end in ed, but lots of past tense verbs do end in ed, so it's a nice clue to help you understand whether it's written in the past or in the present tense. There are some exceptions, as I say, but those are ones that you need to learn as you go along. So let's have a look at these two pieces of text. They're both very similar, they've got the same kind of themes, but one is written in the past tense and one is written in the present tense. Let's see if we can work out which is which. So the top one says, Matilda is standing in her home waiting for her mum to go to bingo. When she leaves, she starts to cook some pancakes and eats them with yummy maple syrup and icing sugar. The second one says, Matilda stood in her home and waited for her mum to go to bingo. When mum left, she started to cook some pancakes and ate them with yummy maple syrup and icing sugar. Now at first glance those seem really similar, don't they? They seem like there's hardly anything different about them. But if we have a really close look at the verbs, we can understand whether one's happening right now or one has already happened. So let's grab the highlighter pen. And let's highlight some of the verbs. So in this one, standing, Matilda is standing in her home, waiting for her mum to go to bingo. When mum leaves, she starts to cook some pancakes and eats them with yummy maple syrup and icing sugar. So we've got those verbs there. Let's see if we can highlight the same verbs, well it won't be exactly the same, in the paragraph underneath. Matilda stood in her home and waited for her mum to go to bingo. When mum left, she started to cook pancakes and ate them. Can you see how the word has changed? We've got standing, stood, waiting, waited, starts, started, eats, ate. You can see that one of them is happening right now. She's waiting right now. She starts to cook right now. In the other one, she waited, so that's something that she was doing. She started, something again that she started to do. But you can see that not all of them end in ed when it's the past tense. Some of them are irregular ones, the ones which you just need to learn. For example, eats is happening right now, but ate is the past tense, not eated. Lots of people write eated. It's not eated, it's ates. Standing changes to stood. We don't say standed, we say stood. So again, it's another irregular one that we just need to learn, okay? But you can see the difference. This is happening right now. This has happened in the past. Let's have a go at seeing if we can work out what verbs could go in these places to write past tense or present tense sentences. You'll need to grab a piece of paper, so pause the video now if you need to, and we'll move on to the next activity. So you need to fill the sentence with a past tense verb, a word that works in the past tense to make it as if something has already happened. So the sentence says, Matilda to the library every day. What could go in that missing gap there? If I was filling that missing gap, I'd write something like went or walked or proceeded, something about her going to the library every day. But remember, it's the past tense, so she's already done it, so I'm going to use the word walked. The second one, what would you put here? Her favourite book, Great Expectations. If it was something she did with it in the past, what would you put there? You could put something like she bought her favourite book or she read her favourite book. I'm going to go with read. So in that gap there, I'll say she read her favourite book, Great Expectations. And again, that's something that she's done in the past. Last one, Matilda's brother something a carrot at her. What could he have done with that carrot in the past? I've got a good one. Matilda's brother threw a carrot at her. Matilda's brother's not very nice to her, so that might be something that he'd do. Hopefully you wouldn't throw a carrot at anyone. Okay, so that's all in the past tense. Hopefully you came up with some good past tense verbs as well. We're now going to see if we can change those past tense verbs into the present tense. So I've got the same sentences again with the same gaps. But this time we're going to fill them with a present tense verb. So have a think about how you can change the past tense verb that you've got to the present tense. I'll show you the first one I've got. Walked. Well, if that's something that she's done in the past, if she was doing it now, I would say Matilda walks to the library every day. So I changed that ed suffix to an s. Matilda walks to the library every day. Pause the video now and see if you can change your verbs to the present tense, and then I'll show you how I do mine as well. Okay, so in the past she read her favourite book. If she was doing it now, I'd say Matilda or she reads her favourite book. Or you could say she is reading her favourite book. I'm going to go with is reading, because again that's something that she's doing right now. And the final one, Matilda's brother threw a carrot at her. I'm going to change that to Matilda's brother throws a carrot at her, because that's happening in the present right now. I hope that makes sense to you. If not, maybe just replay this video again just to make sure that you understand the past and present tense. But for your activity today, I'd like you to go to DB Primary and download the file which has got your 3 tasks you're going to complete. They're 3 quite easy tasks, as long as you understand past and present tense, which again, if you don't, replay the video. Number 1 is to fill in the missing word to finish a past or present tense sentence. So like we've just done there, there'll be a missing word and you'll need to fill it in with a correct verb to make it past or present. The second task, I want you to work out whether the sentence has been written in the past or the present tense. So you'll read some sentences and work out, is it in the past or is it in the present? And finally, I'd like you to create your own sentences about Matilda written in the past tense or written in the present tense to show that you understand how to make one of those sentences. When you finish that, come back to this video and we'll do the open and next steps. So our objective today was to look at the past and the present tense. Our next steps, thinking about what we could do to move our learning on. Do you understand what the past and present tense are? If you're still a little bit unsure, that could be your next step to make sure you're definitely sure of it in the future. Do you recognise what tense a sentence has been written in? So if you've read something, can you work out whether it's in the past or in the present? Can you use a range of past and present tense verbs? So can you think about whether you're using a word about something that's already happened? Can you up-level that word? Can you think of more words that mean the same? Or can you think of something that's in the present tense? And finally, can you change a piece of text from one tense to another? So like we did in the first activity, we looked at the past tense version, we looked at the present tense version. Are you able to switch those two around so you're able to change something from past to present or present to past? If that's something that's a bit more challenging for you, which it probably is, that could be your next step today. Really well done. Hopefully you've understood how to use the past and present tense correctly. I wish you the best of luck with your future writing.